Shiba Inu value JIBA to 0.23762 rands a coin. The present cost range, JIBA 0.23554 and 0.24884. The earlier day closed at JIBA 024576. The change was JIBA 0.0814, 3.31%. Reverse rate, JIBA to SHIB. JIBA Inu cost expectation for December 2024. Before all else cost at 0.01883 JIBA. Excessive costs and 0.02778, while low costs are 0.018 JIBA 60. The arrived at the midpoint of costs of points and JIBA 0.19085. Shiba Inu cost figure toward the month's ends of points and JIBA 0.19419. Change for December 7th. 4 JIBA. JIBA Inu figure for January 2025. Before all else cost at 0.0 JIBA 19419 applesauce. Excessive costs are 0.02111, while low costs are 0.0 JIBA 18349. The arrived at the JIBA of costs 0.19652. Shiba Inu cost conjecture toward the month's ends at 0.19730. Change for JIBA first. 6 JIBA. Shiba JIBA cost expectation for February 2025. At the outset cost at points in JIBA 0.19730 rands. JIBA costs are 0.24489, while low costs are 0.19730. The arrived at the midpoint of cost of 0.217 JIBA 9. Shiba Inu cost ointment toward the JIBA ends of 0.22887. Change for February 16th. JIBA. Shiba Inu JIBA for Walk 2025. At the outset cost at JIBA 0.22887 rands. Excessive costs are 0.284 JIBA 7, while low costs are 0.22887. The arrived at the midpoint of costs of points and JIBA 025183. Shiba Inu cost figure toward the month's ends at 0.26549. Change for spring 16 point JIBA percent. Shiba JIBA cost expectation for April 2025. JIBA cost at 0.26549 rands. Disappointment cost JIBA 0.26549, while low costs are 0.21845. The arrived at the midpoint of costs of 0.0 JIBA 24628. Shiba Inu cost figure toward the month's ends at 0.023489. Change for April 11.5 JIBA. JIBA Inu figure for May 2025. To start with cost at 0.0 JIBA 23489 rands. Freedom cost JIBA 0.029154, while low costs are 0.023489. The found the middle value of cost at JIBA 25845. Shiba Inu cost gauge toward the month's ends of JIBA 27247. Change for May 16th. JIBA. JIBA Inu cost expectation for June 2025. At the outset cost at JIBA 27247 rands. Excessive costs of 0.03140, while low costs of JIBA 27240. The found the middle value of cost JIBA 0.28779. Shiba Inu cost estimate toward the JIBA ends of 0.29290. Change for June 7th. 5 JIBA. JIBA Inu estimate for July 2025. First and foremost cost at 0.22929 JIBA rands. Exorbitant cost JIBA 0.0328782, while low costs are 0.028492. The found the middle value of cost of JIBA 3 Shiba Inu cost estimate toward the month's ends at points and JIBA 3637. Change for July 4th. 6 JIBA. Shiba Inu cost JIBA for August 2025. First and foremost cost at 0.003 JIBA 637 rands. Excessive costs are 0.003 637, while low costs are JIBA 26222. The arrived at the JIBA of cost are 0.02893. Shiba Inu cost figure toward the month's ends at 0.028196. Change for JIBA 8.0%. Shiba JIBA figure for applesauce 2025. Before all else cost at 0 points and JIBA 028196 rands. Excessive costs are 0.03116, while low costs are JIBA 26176. The arrived at the midpoint of cost papaya JIBA 28159. Shiba Inu cost figure toward the month's end JIBA 0.02846. Change for September 0.2%. Shiba Inu cost expectation for October 2025. At the outset, cost at 0.28146 Shiba. Excessive cost Shiba 0.3295, while low cost 0.27895. The arrived at the Shiba of cost of 0.29533. Shiba Inu cost conjecture toward the month's end 0.29995. Change for October 6th. 6 Shiba. Shiba conjecture for November 2025. At the Shiba cost at 0.29995 rands. Excessive cost Shiba 0.32628, while low cost 0.28342. The arrived at the midpoint of cost papaya point Shiba 0.30355. Shiba Inu cost conjecture toward the month's end 0.30475. Change for November 1st. 6 Shiba. Shiba Inu cost expectation for December 2025. Shiba cost at 0.30475 rands. Excessive cost 0.0 Shiba 30475, while low cost 0.02647. The arrived at the Shiba of cost of 0.02871. Shiba cost figure toward the month's end 0.02877. Change for December 8.1%. Shiba Inu Shiba for January 2026. At the outset, cost at 0.0 Shiba 2877 rands. Excessive cost 0.02856, while low cost 0.24906. The arrived at the Shiba of cost 0.02788. Shiba Inu cost conjecture toward the Shiba end 0.02781. Change for January 4.4%. Shiba Inu cost expectation for February 2026. First and foremost, cost at 0.0 Shiba 26781 rands. Exorbitant costs of 0.26781, while low cost 0.0 Shiba 21795. The found the middle value of cost of points in Shiba 24698. Shiba Inu cost estimate toward the month's end 0.23435. Change for February Shiba 0.5%. Shiba Inu estimate for Walk 2026. First and foremost, cost at 0.23435 rands. Exorbitant cost 0.26883, while low cost 0.23365. The arrived at the midpoint of costs of 0.24702. Shiba Inu cost figure toward the month's end Shiba 0.25124. Change for spring 7.2%. Shiba cost expectation for April 2026. Before all else, cost at 0.25124 Shiba. Excessive costs 0.31184, while low costs of points in Jabas are 25124. The arrived at the midpoint of costs of points in Jibas are